Hello everyone, this is Tatyana and welcome to my channel. If you haven't done so yet, then make sure to subscribe and ring the bell in order not to miss out on any of these videos. Today's video is going to be so much fun. We will be doing a correction to some already transformed wide nails and also test 5 different polygels. It'll be really interesting, so you definitely don't want to miss it. These nails have already grown out quite a bit, especially considering their short nail plate. The bottom of the natural nails has been coated in a top coat. This really helps in avoiding lifting. So I'm starting off by filing down the color. After filing down some, I've noticed some lifting on the index finger and it's quite big. This is most likely from the dehydrator washing off by the edge and the acrygel getting on the skin. The lifting on the middle finger was clearly from having been hit. As you can see, it's in the center of the nail plate and completely closed from each and every side. I've already convinced my client to shorten the length of her nails, so we're taking care of that and also changing her nails shape. Cleaning up the cuticle area and cleaning any cuticle residue on the nail is a crucial part in order to get a clean and perfect manicure, and also to avoid any pesky lifting. I'm using a flame bit for this with the red notch, which is soft abrasion. Any polygel by the cuticle after the buildup, I won't be filing. So now I will clean up the cuticle area with a small pair of scissors. If there is any uncertainty of gel seeping to the cuticle, then it is worth going through with the nail drill toward the end. Now to apply our dehydrator, non-acidic primer, and base coat. I'm only letting the base coat dry underneath the lamp and also applying this in light coats. I most typically use base coats for gel polishes because it's more elastic-like and holds better on all different types of nail plates. As I mentioned, we will be testing 5 different polygels today. The first one I will be applying to the index finger. A dehydrator or an alcoholic-based liquid will work with any acrygel. Most of the material I am leaving in the stress zone, that is primarily at the end of the nail plate, and then from that point I'm pulling the material evenly throughout the nail. Our second polygel here is a little bit thicker and there are no grains in its structure. When using a polygel like this, it is better to use an orange stick instead of a brush. So for this, I'm using the orange stick, which I have also slightly dampened. The next one is a gel pudding. It's super dry and its structure is rather fine. Using the brush to apply this is almost impossible as it's very thick and kind of tight. And for this kind of polygel, I didn't even dampen the stick, but I will go over it with my brush just to smoothen out the surface. On to the next polygel. This one is very similar to our first and is what I would call a typical polygel. It gleams and glides on easily. A huge plus, as some of you may know, is that polygel doesn't burn underneath the lamp like gels or gel bases. At the most, a client might feel a little warmth on their nails, but that sometimes isn't even the case. And last but not least, the thumbnail. The only difference I'm really seeing here is probably the color. Another good thing to know is that whether you hear polygel, acrygel, hybrid gel, mixi gel, it's all the same. So don't worry if your product is simply polygel. After having let them all cure underneath the lamp, we can really see their differences in grain. I am going to mention the names of the polygels here in order not to confuse anyone, but these are Russian products, so all of you know. On the thumbnail, the grain isn't very big, and on the index finger, it's even less, but still noticeable. The middle finger is really smooth. The ring finger is also really smooth, but almost looks as if it were buffed over. As for the pinky finger, the texture is quite light. Now let's talk about brushes. Using dehydrators and polygels on your brushes can cause them to fan out. To avoid this, I use an oil-based liquid. In the future, I will dedicate a video on how I take care of my equipment. I have filed down all of her nails, primarily by the free edge, and I didn't touch the cuticle area. Now I will go over our nails in a top coat, and I won't be drying it quite yet as I want to show you all the different kinds of textures polygels can have, which are more visible once the top coat is on. Those do look like small air bubbles, however, what you're seeing is the grain of the gel. This kind of polygel can be problematic when doing a French manicure or if you want to leave it without any coating. On the middle and ring finger, you can see how these types of gels are more suitable for manicures that won't be completely coated in a polish. They're smoother and it's almost impossible to see the grain. Today we've gone with this beautiful natural tone for my client's nails, which I will be coating twice. After her nails have dried, I'm applying a chrome powder, making her nails look absolutely striking. Then I'm going over the tips with a buffer so that the top coat won't drip down. I'm coating the nails in one thick coat and letting them dry underneath the lamp, one nail at a time. And here we are. They look so elegant and beautiful now. This truly was a transformation. If you liked this video, then please give it a big thumbs up, and until next time.